Good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join me yourself tonight. Gerrard on the show is the one and only Jodie Pollock and the legend that is the Bridgeman. How we doing, boys and girls?
Yeah, all good here. How are you?
Good, Jodie, good.
What can I say? Good evening to you two guys here on the panel. Massive good evening to the guys in the lobby, to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. I'm still as high as a kite. Everybody, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
How's Jodie? Yeah? You enjoy that on Sunday?
Yeah, I had a rare time on Sunday. I don't know about you guys, but I actually was going into the game thinking, they've got a lot to play for. I reckon it'll be either 1-0 to us or just 1-1. Rangers have obviously already won the league 2 months ago, so I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. But let's be honest, they were due a hammering, and a hammering it was.
Great goals we scored, huh?
Aye. And that's what I was thinking. We've done it all this season. I mean, Goldson with the 2 goals at the start. So that was defenders. We then won without any of our players getting a shot on target. And then all 3 strikers that we put out went out and grabbed a goal. So just shows Rangers doing bits, eh?
I read today, Bridgeman, they reckon it's the first goal ever scored with a nipple or eyebrows. Come on, Roos.
Uh-oh.
I need to write a song. What rhymes with nipple?
Oh, no, don't.
Raspberry nipple.
You're only encouraging them. Don't do it.
They were all smashing goals. By the way, if anybody has a look at Morelos, his goal again. Have a look at Kent at the edge of the box. He's screaming for the ball to be rolled back to him. Absolutely screaming for it.
I'll never give you the ball again, he's shouting. Goal. But what a goal.
I couldn't go over, personally, Ruth's second goal. Just the link-up play, him making the original pass out to Barisic, and then that header was a thing of beauty. So, yeah, that one was a beautiful goal.
All right, we'll get a wee poll started. 4-3-2-1, yeah, obviously, best goal, 4 points. And so on, right down to 1, and we'll see what people reckon the 4 goals was, because I thought they were all cracking goals. Roos' finish was just different classes, the way he thought about it and done it deliberately and put that ball in the net. The second goal, the hit for Alfie, and the nutmeg, of course, Jodie. The third goal, the move was brilliant, great header. And the fourth goal, well, he's in these 2 COVID jags, Jermaine Defoe, and he done that in their young centre-half, you know.
It's really hard to put them in order. I do feel like that Ruth's second goal was personally my favourite, just with all the play involved. But then it's hard to discredit the others, so I would probably go.
Right.
But then I don't want Defoe last either.
Well, you've got to say it. Well, make him second then.
I'll probably do Ruth, Morelos, Defoe, Ruth's first one.
Right, okay. Okay, what about you, Bridge? How would you rank them in order?
I would go Morelos, Defoe, Ruth 1 and 2.
Right, okay. Oh,
what's yours then? What's your thoughts?
Right, I think it's the finish, with just the pure cheeky. I might go with Roofs at the top.
What one? Second one first?
No, the first one.
Oh, right, okay.
You just don't see many goals like that. You know, people. So the thinking's so quick.
Yeah.
And then because of the nutmeg, I need to go with Morelos next. I'm struggling to put that first, and then the move for Ruth's second one, third, and then a brilliant goal for Jermaine Defoe's only getting 4th place. That's terrible, isn't it?
That's what I was saying. It's such a horrible question. I wonder what all the people watching and listening in, what they think.
Yeah, but their thoughts are, we'll get people's thoughts when they phone in. Rate the goals. But fantastic day for the support, Jodie. Was your phone buzzing? Was your buzzing? Was your house buzzing?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think I screamed so much in my life. It was just one after another, and then Rangers they had, it's hard to say, it's not that it was cushy, but it just shows the mentality of this team. And I feel like every time I'm on I'm on with you guys. That's all I talk about, their mentality and their drive. But they didn't need to do them as bad as they did. But it just shows, like, we go a goal down the 30th minute. Well, not a goal down, but they even out Edward with his goal, and then 3 minutes later, that's us back up again. And it just shows the attitude from this team. And it was such a game to watch. And I pointed this out. Another time, that because I'm only 23, it has been quite some time since I've seen Rangers hammer Celtic the way that they did.
I know where you're coming from.
It's a little more special for myself, and even fans that are much younger than myself that have maybe never seen Rangers dish out that sort of punishment. So yeah, it was all that sweeter.
You get any comment there, Bridge?
No, I was just going to add to what she was saying. Is that, in my opinion, it could actually been more. In my opinion, it could have been more. I think we had quite a lot of chances. Our shots weren't the greatest, one of the greatest strength. I thought their goalkeeper tidied up quite a lot, to be honest. But I think we could have. If we had scored 6 or 7 there, nobody would have said it. No one would have batted an eyelid. Nobody. That goal by Defoe was wonderful, absolutely wonderful goal. He hit that boy. It was like on an end of a hook, you know. He didn't know what way to go, left, right, forward, back. It gave him a merry dance. And as I say, the Ibrox ground staff had to dig him out that hole he dug. My goodness gracious, that was fabulous, just fabulous. Well done, Mr. Defoe, well done.
I think as well, when you're talking about the goals, can we talk about that save for McGregor, the El Yunusi one? Like, when you see the
did you think he got it at first, Jodie? Did you notice it at first?
Well, I had the pleasure of watching the game with my dad, and I was like, oh, that was a close one. My dad's like, no, McGregor, get his fingertips to it. So we were arguing over it, and then when you got the side angle, what a save that was.
Are you saying Dad was right?
What? Yeah, my dad was right for the first time.
You want to apologise to him live on air?
No, that's a bit too far.
Okay.
I love him, but I won't go that far.
That was a great save, wasn't it?
It was an absolute, and it just, again, it's just what McGregor does, and that's the thing. See, if it was any other keeper, it would probably get spoken about more. But the fact it's McGregor, and that's the type of performance he puts out, and he makes big saves like that, and it's just what you expect from him. It's such a shame how we're like, oh, just McGregor being McGregor, but it was an absolute peach of a save.
But that just tells me that through the 90 minutes or whatever it be, 94 minutes, they'd one real shot at goal, and that was the El Yunusi one that McGregor managed to tip onto the bar, and then the ball came out, and we went up the park and scored. That's that to me, that's the only real chance that they had, insofar as that was concerned. So,
the couple he does in the second half.
No, I'm not talking about headers. I'm talking about the shots.
Shot,
and to bring McGregor into it. McGregor didn't have to do any of these, because the last time we played them in the cup there, but they brought out some fantastic save. McGregor really did. No, this time he wasn't anywhere near as busy in that sense. No, he had a good couple of chances by the head. And again, corner kicks or free kicks into the box, which is one of the bugbears of most teams. But I don't think Alan McGregor was anywhere near as busy as he had been the last time. Now, the save he made was just out of this world. Just fantastic save.
Okay, and better never stops for us today, Jodie. We'll sign a Fashion Sakala. Are we agreeing how you pronouncing it, Jodie?
Yeah, Fashion Sakala, but I always get chinned for the way I pronounce things, so I wouldn't take my advice. But yeah, Fashion. What a name, by the way. I'd love that for a name. I don't have it myself, though. But...
Mrs. Bridgman told me not to mention fashion. I've not got any idea what fashion is. And she's right.
Oh dear, fashion. You see yourself with that kind of name, Bridge?
No. I can't remember that somebody sang a song about fashion.
That was David Bowie, wasn't it?
David Bowie. There you go.
And then the Kinks had one and all, didn't they?
Oh yes, follower of fashion. We were all, in those days we were all followers of fashion.
Were you a mod then, Bridge? Were you a mod?
Yes, indeed. And the split on the back of your suits and things like that, to measure up, make sure. Mine was 14-inch vents, double vent. My mate got 16-inch single vent in the middle. You know, it had to be done. You had to look proper.
But Esquire house for your.
No. We went to. I used to go to Burton's, believe it or not. I used to go to Burton's in Argyll Street.
Right.
And corner of Argyll Street and Union Street.
There you go, Jody. A fashion lesson.
And there was two shirt shops in Glasgow for the mods, for me anyway, the mods went to. One was McMurty's down in the Glasgow Cross, and the other was Esquire House in Cambridge Street.
Oh, Cambridge Street.
No, it wasn't a pub, it was an actual shirt shop, made shirts.
Oh, right, okay.
Made to measure, you know. Because, you know, sometimes the shirts are a wee bit long for it, because you've got short arms, there's murder follows, you know.
Oh, we know you've got short arms, mate. We know that.
There you go, then.
Right, I'll tell you what, we'll hear from Fashion Jody, yeah?
Fashion.
Yeah, get him on.
Yeah, we're going to hear from him, and then we'll open up the phone lines. That sounds like a plan.
Perfect.
Let's hear
Good for me.
Let us sign in Fashion Sakala.
Fashion, fantastic news that you're joining Rangers Football Club. A warm welcome. How excited are you to be joining the Champions of Scotland?
Yeah, thank you. Honestly, I'm very much excited to start this excited journey with Rangers. I think it has been one of my dreams, and I feel like this is a dream come true to join Rangers, one of the greatest club in the world. And with a great history, a great fan base, I think I believe we will share great memories together.
What do you think as a player you can bring to this Rangers team? Obviously a Rangers team that has been very successful this season. Yeah,
actually, as a player, I always try to learn from others. And that's the most important thing that keeps me going. I know Rangers have great players, and I'm looking forward to learn from them and deliver at the same time. You know, my role as a striker, I know what the club needs from me and what the fans expect. Yeah, but I know the club has great players, and I just want to learn from them and try to bring in something that will help the team to get the results.
Yeah, very good players, as you say. You will know the likes of a Kemar Roof, a Yanis Hadji, having played against him in Belgium. To play with that level of player, how excited are you by that?
Yeah, it has been always a dream to play with great players like Roof and Hadji. I think I played with them here, and they're fantastic players. Very good players, so I know that I'll learn a lot from them. I'm looking forward to meet them and start to work with them.
Rangers, as we say, have scored over 100 goals in all competitions this season, which is a fantastic record. What do you think you can add to that? Are you the type of player who will look to score lots of goals? Are you a provider of goals? What can you tell the Rangers supporters?
Yeah, exactly. As a striker, always looking forward to score more goals. And the most important thing is the club to win games. That's the most important thing. I'm not looking forward only to score goals for myself, but I will be very happy if I can help the club to win games. I think that's the most important thing. And as a striker, always looking forward to score goals. If strikers are scoring goals, then it helps the club to win games. So I'm looking forward to score for the club, but I know the club has already good strikers, good players. I just want to learn from them, and I know that I'll learn a lot from them, which can help me to score more goals as well.
And likewise too, the chance to work with someone like Steven Gerrard, the Rangers manager, that must be fantastic for any professional footballer.
Yeah, such kind of things, these are opportunities that comes once in life, So I'm very much excited to work to start working with Gerrard, and from the first time he called me, I was excited, and it's like a dream come true also for me. I think looking at my background is something that I can't believe that I'm going to work with Steven Gerrard. But I'm looking forward to start working with him, and 100% willing to learn from him and bring a lot what he wants in the game.
And just finally, we are very hopeful there will be a good number of Rangers supporters back in Ibrox Stadium from the start of next season to play in such an iconic venue. How much are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, having a lot of fans is something that I really like, and I've played a lot of games with more than 60 fans in the stadium. And with this is why it has been one of my good feeling about Rangers, because Rangers has got a lot of fans, and I'm looking forward. I've watched a lot of games like past years when the stadium was full. Yeah, it's a very good atmosphere, and I'm looking forward to play in the presence of thousands of fans of Rangers. I know it will be very nice having the support from them.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Once again, what an articulate young man, Jodie.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good appointment. I believe we got him on a free, didn't we? A transfer. I mean, he's only 24 years old, so I think he'll fit in with the team nicely. As he said himself in his interview, he likes to learn, and he knows that coming to Rangers he'll get that to learn off more experienced players. Playing in the Belgium league, I believe he was in as well. He's faced against Roof, etc. before, so I think it'll be a good appointment. But only time will tell. But yeah, I think it's a good bit of business.
Bridgman?
Aye, sounds really good. You know, I don't think there's any doubt about that. He's playing in the Belgian league, and we've had it'll be the third player we've had for the Belgian league, and they've not really let us down. And it sounds good. I'm very excited for the club, getting at somebody at this stage of this season, you know, ready to just sign on a dotted line and the end of this month, for instance. You know, I don't know when it is exactly, but probably the end of this month. So that's really good for Rangers, and he sounds good, and he doesn't sound as if he's going to be any sort of coward on the ball or any nerves on the ball. I think he's going to be a really good player for us. That's just my gut feel. I've not seen anything about him. I'm only going by his voice. You know, superb, well played.
Looks as if he's somebody who can play right across the front line, fast, and eye for goal.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
on you go, Jodie.
Sorry, I was going to say, in his 28 appearances, he got 13 goals and 3 assists. So he's looking good. I was doing some research on him.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I'm getting stats, but yeah, so he's got 28 appearances and 13 goals and 3 assists, and I believe he's someone as well from his goals. He's not one that's just sitting waiting for a goal to come by. He creates chances for himself as well, and he's in the right place at the right time, but he can also score from out a bit, which I think we lack sometimes. Obviously Morelos had a beautiful goal from quite a bit out, but I genuinely think it'll be a good bit of business, and I think it's brilliant that Rangers are doing business so early on. That's what we need to do, and get him as much time with the team as he can and raring to go.
Well, for me, unfortunately, and it is unfortunately, Greg Stewart, who has been unlucky at Ibrox, and I think Jermaine's time's at an end, Jodie then Bridge. So that means we're light. We brought in Scott Wright. Jordan Jones, I don't think he'll be back ways near us. So there you go. There's 3 sort of forward players that will not be in the squad maybe at the start of this season who were there last season. We've already replaced 2 of them, because you need first team players and you need squad players, and we're ticking all the boxes. Bridgman?
Yeah, I agree there. We're certainly ticking the boxes as we go along, and I hope the manager and the senior coaches are going through the business and doing it correct. He sounds a really good addition, and the next one should be every bit as good, if not better, and so on and so forth. We need to bring in better, because that's what we've spoke about for a wee while now. Anybody that comes into our club now, if they're better than what we've got, then we can replace whatever we've got at our leisure. Let's do it that way. But we need to go up the way. We need the quality to rise, and our manager and his scouting staff are doing the right thing. In my opinion, they're doing the right thing so far.
I do like this, Jodie. I like this, getting the signings done, and then you don't get into an auction. You're getting players that you want, yeah?
Yep.
You know, I think it's professional, eh?
Yeah, getting the business done, not leaving it to the last minute, not scrambling, and it just shows it's the confidence that Rangers are giving back to the fans as well, that we're champions, but it doesn't stop there. We know there's a lot more to achieve. We're going for another title. There's more prospects for Europe, etc. We want to get the business done, and we want to make sure these players are settled and they're building the relationship and chemistry within the team. So that, again, one thing we've noticed this season is you could take a player out and sub them on for someone in the bench, and it wasn't that much of a change. So building on this and building around your team, that the strength and depth, everything. We know ourselves, that's what we need. So, yeah, I think it's brilliant business.
Here. And by the way, Jodie, we were down to the Bare Bones at the weekend there. We were, yeah. Bare Bones.
That was like me picking a team. That's how bad my bench. No, I'm kidding on. But honestly, but yeah, but it just shows like Rangers can put a shift in, and it's just we're second to none this season. So yeah, it's good. But I have to agree with you there. Getting it done early and getting it over the line, that's brilliant business, and just shows Rangers, from the team to the players to the backroom staff to the management team. Everyone's got a goal in mind, and it's just to continue to bring success to this beautiful club. So yeah, I'm all here for it.
Yeah. Bridgeman, people want to give us a phone. What's the number, mate?
The number's 0141 356 1972. Come and join us.
Speak to Jodie. Speak to Jodie. On a personal note, Jodie, we're going to be playing it at 9 o'clock. Your latest, your extended single, would that be fair? Your latest?
Yeah, and it's not acoustic this time, so I've got to be backing track, so it's a bit more bouncier. But yeah, the We Love You Rangers is came back better than ever, I believe. But yeah.
No, the feedback initially has been pretty good, I've read.
Yeah, really good. I thought as well, like, as I just said in my last statement, like, the club as a whole, not just the players, backroom staff, management. So we put a wee testament to Dave King and the Three Bears in there as well, and added the likes of Patterson, because my inbox was hounded with, what about Patterson? He's a brilliant wee boy. So added him in. So I don't know if you listen to the show, Nathan Patterson, but you're welcome. Yeah. That's the new one out. So.
Aye, yes, welcome. You're making them a star.
So it's good to sing along to. I feel like, obviously, I know that acoustic music's not for everyone personally, because that's my thing. I play guitar, but I know that fingers crossed, if it gets played at the club, it's one that can actually be played at the club rather than just me with my guitar. So forward thinking, and there's more to come, guys. So
more to come, Bridge. You might get a duet yet.
I was just going to ask you, the young lad Nathan Patterson. Do you two get a vote for him for the Young Player of the Year or something?
I was seeing he was in the 4, mate. Yeah. You know, has he played enough games?
I love him, by the way. I absolutely love it.
Has he played enough games, Bridge?
That's the next question, you know.
I don't know if
compared to the other boys, you know. The thing is, it depends who, as I say, is going to do the voting. And if it's in newspapers, Nathan Patterson is getting any chance, I'll tell you.
I think if I'm being honest, maybe the boy Doig, being so young and playing all the games with Hibs, might. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the boy Ferguson, what do you call it, for Aberdeen, is in it as well. And I can't remember the fourth one. Who's the fourth one?
Your mate Turnbull.
My mate, aye. And I don't think he should be in it at all.
He was non-existent on Sunday, wasn't he?
Correct.
Non-existent.
Good corner kick taker. That's probably all he's good for. That's my opinion. It's only my opinion. So I do think for excitement and things like that, we've had the young Patterson playing against Hibs, against the boy Doig, and he completely outstripped him, in my opinion, for popularity and everything.
He did, but I don't know if he's played enough games, if I've been really honest.
I agree with you. That's the only thing that would go against him. Not apart from the fact he's a Rangers player, you know. So it could be as out. Never mind. It could be as bad as that.
Aye, okay. Well, we'll see where it goes, and we'll see who does what. And when they start giving out the awards, I'd like to think they'll dominate it this year because of what we'll achieve, not just at home but in Europe as well, Jodie.
Yeah. Totally, from top to bottom, there's been utmost professionalism. The players have went in, and I think as well, with COVID and everything going on, and not getting like the training camps, etc., and having to stay at home and stuff. I know that other teams maybe didn't adhere to that, but we did. Rangers have kept their fitness extremely like top tier. Like they all had a collective and they knew what they were doing this season. And yeah, I think we'll wipe the floor with when it comes to awards, because name someone in that team that isn't deserving of something. Do you know what I mean? I feel like the full team from top to bottom has been brilliant. I mean, how many times have we had debates of who we think player of the year should be, or who the man of the match of a game should have been, and etc. Because it's just wild this season compared to what we used to have to sit and watch It's what a joy, what a time to be a Rangers fan.
Who did you give man of the match to on Sunday, Jodie?
Kent. Just because he absolutely runs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
I thought he was by far the best football player on show, but I personally went for Roof because of the 2 goals. But as you're talking about outfield play, I think Kent, couldn't argue with that. If he would have got a goal on Sunday, one of these shots from the edge of the box had been in. That was close to a 10 out of 10. It was.
It was indeed. It was indeed, pal.
Kent, it's a difficult one because he's not putting the goals in, but I feel like if you take Kent out that team, you're not going to get the same performance. That he turns up in big games and he thrives on big moments. And I've been impressed in literally every Old Firm I've seen him in to date. He gets pass marks, and we know what he can do. I'm sure that'll be something they look to work on for next season because he's confirmed himself that he's not interested in leaving, which has made me very happy. So I feel like that will be something that they'll work on, making him a bit more clinical in front of goal. But he absolutely runs riot and completely terrifies every player and the opposition. So it's definitely someone that you want in your starting 11.
Bridge?
I was just going to say, in my opinion, and obviously my opinion is quite low in that respect. Nobody's that bothered. But the truth is, if it's me, I can't see any players in our leagues or any that wouldn't vote for Kent to be the player of the year. I don't. So anybody else, I think before Christmas, the Tavernier was great for it, But right through it,
I think the PFA voting papers got in January for memory, Bridge. Yeah.
But all I'm saying is that I think, for me, if I was asking the players of all the other teams who play against them, who would you pick for the player of the year this year? I think all of them, virtually to a man, would say Kent. Most assuredly, he's the best player in Scotland with it by a long way at the moment. His form is brilliant. But what I do think is going to happen, they're going to put in all these, what do you call them, these newspaper reporters. And I wouldn't be surprised if you got to see that boy that we mentioned the last that plays for Celtic. What's his name? The guy that said he could take a lot of corners. I can't remember his name.
Turnbull.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets it.
But Bridgeman, you say that we had 47 people voted on the straw poll the night, and Kent only get 3 people voting for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're maybe talking about the last few weeks. It's
a whole season you've got to go for. It's a whole season you've got to go for.
Aye, so if you've gone
that's why I'm saying. I think
if you've gone the whole season, there's only one man in there.
In my opinion, it's a pity Tav got injured because Tav would have been a right.
There's only one man, Bridge.
Go on then.
Sir Stephen.
Well, I think he's been.
I thought Davis was brilliant on Sunday as well. Brilliant. He was playing out a position, and you couldn't even tell that he was playing out a position that he just gets pass marks every single game. So I know I was saying, Goldson, I think, but I've changed my mind. I genuinely think my player of the year is Stephen Davis as well.
Yeah. Do you think, in all honesty, in your heart, do you think that these people are going to vote for a Rangers player?
I think that you might find the PFA award might be one with Tav, mate. Because in January he was on fire, mate, and that's when they did the voting. If you were to do it in the last month, if you do it in the last week, Ryan Kent. If you do it in the last 10 days, it's no Ryan Kent.
Yeah,
after the St Johnstone game.
Yeah, okay. I'm just going to say to you, in my opinion, I think what's going to happen is that St Johnstone manager is going to get manager of the year, right? And anybody else is going to get player of the year, other than any Rangers player. It's the same with the young players. And yet Rangers look at the Rangers at the top of the league.
Steven Gerrard,
another scandal.
Steven Gerrard should get manager of the season. Not just 100%. Never won the cups, but Europe as well. Take the coefficient so high, won the league by so many points. You could pick you could argue for McGregor, you could argue for Davis, you could argue for Kent, you could argue for Tavernier. Yeah. potentially 4 players this season. Then you've got, but sitting just behind them, you've got Aribo, Golson, Kamara. Just goes on, the list goes on. So one of them will win Player of the Year. The PFA one, because of when the voting's done, I've got a funny feeling Tav will win it. Yeah, young player. I don't think Nathan will win it, mate, because I think he's played enough games, if that makes sense. Right, Bridgeman, where were you 3 years ago today? Come on, Bridge. Oh, can you remember 3 years ago today, Jodie?
3 years ago today, we appointed a beautiful, beautiful man. I unfortunately was working, so I couldn't go to Ibrox, but what a day it was. And you had all the doubters and saying, he's an inexperienced manager, but I bet they're all eating their words now. So 3 years ago today, we were blessed with the magnificent Steven Gerrard.
Well, he was on the TV this morning, so let's hear from your gaffer talking about his 3 years so far. Steven Gerrard, MBE.
I believe it's 3 years already. I mean, listen, I've loved the job and the role. It's an absolute pleasure and honour to do it. It's been a journey, some incredible highs, some lows as well, as I always knew it would be. But as I say, I'm still as hungry and as ambitious as I was when I walked in on the first day. I was given an incredible opportunity at such an early stage in my management career, so I want to keep pushing and keep pushing this group to be as successful as we can while I'm here.
When you joined the club, did you realise how big it was?
I knew it was big, but I think you educate yourself even more. You listen to people, ex-players, supporters, people who've worked at the training ground and Ibrox over many years, and you get more education in terms of the size and the magnitude. I always knew it was an institution, but when you're going away on European games and when you're involved in old firms and you're sampling it for yourself, this club's really blew me away in terms of size and stature.
What have you learned in your 3 years?
To try and stay as balanced as I can, because this journey takes you all over the place. It takes you to some top feelings, incredible feelings, but it's also took me down as well. So I remember having a conversation with Jurgen Klopp before I even took this role about management and stuff, and what are some of the key things you can tell me, what can I take from you that'll help me moving forward. And he always said to me, try and be as balanced as you can, and now I know exactly why he said that.
So on that, I'm going to ask you, what does the next 3 years hold for Steven Gerrard?
I think that's always a difficult question in football for me. I always just look at the next 3 days rather than the next 3 years. I'll analyse this season when the time's right in a couple of weeks' time. I'll be immensely proud of what we've achieved, and I'll reset myself, and I'll do whatever I need to do in the background to try and make this group as strong as I can, to try and make us as competitive we can moving forward. I'm as ambitious as anyone connected to this club. I want to try and get this club Champions League football. I want to defend the title with our life, and I want to put the cup thing right, because it doesn't sit well with me. So I want to come back in pre-season with a fair chance of being successful. That's all I ask for, and hopefully the board will support me in that, and we go again.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Wow, what a man. Jodie?
The way he speaks, like, he just captivates you. He says all the right things. He ticks all the boxes. He gets this club in 3 years. He's turned it around, and he's made us all very happy. And yeah, it wasn't plain sailing to start with, but people need to realise what he was facing was a massive rebuild. He had to get his own backroom staff. He had to change the club. He had to show what he wanted to bring to the table. Not all of his signings were perfect. We all remember Umar Sadiq, so that wasn't a great one, but majority of the time he's hit the nail on the head, and just the experience and the knowledge he brings to the game's phenomenal. I mean, Rangers, for example, in this season alone, have had 36 games with 30 wins. That's like an 84% win ratio. this season. He's just been phenomenal, and he's just turned this club around. And this is the Rangers that we all know and love, winning ways. And what I really picked out and loved about that statement was the cup, the whole scenario with the cup and how Rangers perform in the cup doesn't sit well with them. So yeah, some managers would be like, right, I've came to a club that's maybe struggled in the past. They've had all this rebuild, and I've won the league, and I've done what I've set out to do. That's not enough for Gerrard. He wants to bring Champions League football. He wants to rectify everything that we've went through in the cup. He just ticks all the boxes, and I don't know any Rangers fan that will be sitting listening to that not happy and still not pinching themselves that he is in fact our manager.
There's a saying that the kit manufacturers have got better never stops. I think that's quite enough for the gaffer.
Absolutely. Can I just say, Jody, you know that you're going to get into trouble for Port Bear. He's the Stato man, and those statistics he gave about 84%. It's just amazing.
You've been doing homework,
I've been up in my game. I'm doing my research now.
I know.
Maybe you need to join her after detention.
I can see Port Bear raging at home, not having that stat at hand and so on. So I can just see it.
He sent me one yesterday. I had to send him back to school. What a giggler.
Yeah. No, but I was there in Ibrox when the manager was brought out. And you know, the place, I don't know how many, was it 8,000 or something when I was there? They could have put 100,000 in that stadium, they would have been there and no problem. What a sight. That guy came strolling out of that tunnel there. It was like a player. He just looked like a player, a real quality player. And there was a few at the back shouting, "Where's your strip?" Get your strip on. Oh my God. What a sight. What a sight for Rangers. Brilliant. So we've had two absolutely outstanding candidates for the Rangers manager that's actually stole the hearts of all the Rangers fans by Mr. Souness when he was invited to come along, and then Mr. Stevie Gerrard. Unbelievable, just unbelievable stuff. Fabulous. And that was a great interview with him, and a great interview.
It's not just the results. He gets a club, he gets the support. There seems to be a bond between him and the players, but there also seems to be a bond between him and the board of directors. Everything, all the relationships seem to be in place, Jody, to drive us on. Yeah,
and that's a thing. Like Gerrard coming to the club when he first came. That appointment was huge. It wasn't just because of how amazing he was as a player and his own knowledge of the game. Yeah, we can all agree he was what you would maybe call inexperienced in the whole manager front, but just him being such a massive name attracted players to, if they were getting bids in from other clubs, they were picking Rangers, because who wouldn't want to be coached and managed by someone as brilliant as Gerrard? And I think that's what he brings a lot to his game. And you'll see as well, like, so obviously I've got the Rangers MyJers and Rangers TV subscriptions, and you watch all the Inside Ibrox, you watch all the training videos, and he gets full involved, and not just Gerrard. See the backroom staff he's brought with him as well. It's just absolute class, and it shines through, and you can see the work they put in is clearly evident on the field. So yeah, on the pitch. So yeah, brilliant.
Good. All the relationships seem correct.
Oops, absolutely, pal. Absolutely. I think our manager has a touch of class about him, and no matter what he does or says, he's got that touch of class with a capital K. Absolute class. I'm not being funny when I say that. I think it's the best thing that's happened to Rangers for many a long year, from a freshness perspective and a newness perspective. I love the Advocate, but I think this boy's superseded anything the Advocate's done. You know, I'm going to say this now. I think, if my memory serves me right, over the last couple of days, we've broke so many records, or we've made so many records, or destroyed some records. I think we're coming up to a time when we've gone through a season and we've lost the least number of goals in a league season. We will have at the end of the season, I believe, and nobody's ever going to touch that. I think that's the least ever in the league. That is just unbelievable stuff for our team. Fantastic. So these are the kind of things I love. I love all these things coming out, and I'm sure they'll get over 100 goals. Oh my goodness gracious! A knighthood he's going to get. It's a knighthood.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Along with Stephen Davis.
We're smashing a lot of records in. We're obviously a couple of clean sheet records we can still get, Bridge.
Yeah, absolutely.
And obviously to go through the season undefeated. Yeah, they won
24 clean sheets just now.
Remarkable, Joe dear.
24 clean sheets, 13 goals conceded. So out of 36 games, you can't grumble at that.
John McLaughlin as well. John McLaughlin's going to take my hat up to him as well.
Yeah, of course. That's the thing as well. He's another player that went unnoticed. He came in and he's always going to have that unfortunate position of being compared to McGregor, and he didn't put a foot wrong. So we're very lucky, and that goes back to me talking about the strength and depth we've got in this team. We've got players we can rely on when someone again, I know you're talking about McLaughlin, but to have one of our biggest players and the contribution he brings to games with his crosses, getting injured and us bringing in a youth player, bringing in Patterson, and you couldn't notice it. Yeah, there was maybe a lack of experience, but that boy puts in a shift, and it just shows from top to bottom this team has been utmost professional. And again, as you can tell, it's a very good time to be a Rangers fan.
Here, special time. And so far, it's only just opened. There's over 20,000 people renewed, Bridgeman. 20,000.
Yeah, it's just incredible. It really is. Those numbers they're mind-boggling. It's only 10 days. 10 days into it. And I don't think they've sold 10. Across the city.
All right.
I don't mean 10,000, I just mean 10.
I think we've been joined for Andy from New Zealand. How are we doing, Andy?
Oh, great, mate. I'm just listening to what Stephen Gerrard said, eh? It's fantastic.
Yeah, he's got the club, I think, Andy. He gets us.
Oh, yeah. The only thing that frightened me was when he says, while I'm still here, it's sent a cold shiver down my spine, mate.
Yeah, I think he's just been realistic. It's not a job, but always things can turn against you quite quickly as well in football management, Andy, yeah? Yeah. I'm just enjoying it, you know. It's just, you know, I've always worn my shirt out here, but it just feels 1,000% better, you know. I've got a smile from one, you know. I'm just smiling all the time. I'm just so enjoying it. Just listen to him talk, and you guys having a laugh, and it's just fantastic. When you're walking about New Zealand with your Rangers top on, do you get more comments now?
Nah, nobody says anything. I tell you what, I don't see any green and white shirts, that's for sure. I'm so happy about that.
Yeah, that always cheers you up, Jody.
Yeah, and I don't get so much flack from my football club, you know. They used to give me.
Yeah. Once again, Andy, it's great to have you on because I absolutely love your accent. So anytime you're on, I'm all chuffed. I love listening to it. But yeah, everything you say just resonates with me. It's so hard to explain, and I feel like this season, because you guys have been doing this for so long, so you'll know more so than me, but this season coming on, I feel like a broken record. I feel like all I keep saying is, oh, I'm chuffed and Gerrard's great and the team are great, but it's true. And listen,
we say that every night, Jodie.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So like previous you've maybe got people to criticise, you've maybe got who do we want to lose, who do we definitely need to get rid of, and I suppose that's a good question to ask out of our players. An asset that we could lose, because I know that people have been saying obviously Kamara, we would make a fortune off of him considering what we bought him for, but do we want to lose Kamara? That's that we're focusing on now that we've never really had to worry about before. Before it was trying to bring players in to strengthen the squad. Yeah, strengthen even further, but we also don't want to lose some of our biggest strengths. So it's mental. It really is.
Yeah. Anyway, we've also been joined by Ian. Evening, Ian.
Evening.
How we doing, mate? How are you?
Hi, Ian.
Not too bad.
How you doing, pal?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I just want to say I've not been on for the weekend, and just I mean that Rangers display was just amazing, and it just showed you how rubbish that mob on the other side really are. I mean, five attempts, you know what I mean, and I think it's way back to 1904 when the home record that we've got at Ibrox, we broke a lot of their records, we broke our own records, and I mean, I think they'll be building chapels everywhere to fucking to fill them up. I mean, sorry. Can I just give you a shout out to a couple of footballers?
Aye, of course you can, Ian. You're always welcome.
A wee shout out to PWRF RFC 55, Chris Kim, Paul McCann, and Graham Malky, and that's all the ones on the pod. Graham Law, Sid Barrett, and they're all in the comment section below. And the reason I'm on is, can you remember when they said that when Gerrard came, he was a young manager, he had no managerial experience and things like that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think, personally myself, with him being one of the greats of Liverpool, the captain of England, and I mean, he was a superb player, and he already knew how in his head a team should be run and how it should be managed, with him being the captain of both sides. So that gave him a head start when he came to Ibrox, knowing how to put a team together and how they should be playing, especially defensively and in midfield. And I mean, as I've been writing on Rangers Twitter things, I've been saying the man, the gaffer, the legend, Steven Gerrard, and that's exactly what the man is, a pure legend. Legend.
He is, mate, and I think you look at the team, and I'll go to Bridgeman with this, Ian, answer your question. You look at the team, and you look at the way the manager conducts himself. The team conducts themselves well, and they come across as if they're disciplined and hard working as well off the park. And it's a mirror of the manager. Bridgeman?
Yeah, absolutely, pal. All the players, hopefully, and will continue to do it as well, and try and do as the manager does and says, and keep your head to yourself. You know, don't go mad and things. I know it's difficult because I was always a kind of camp player and never got into trouble. And
Did you say camp?
Or camp? No, I'm camp as well.
I literally thought you said camp.
It's very, very difficult. You know, it's very difficult to sort of do what the manager says. And my manager said that to me every week. You know, keep ahead and keep this and do that. And it's very difficult when you're on the park because when I'm on the park, I hate the opposition. No matter who they are, I hated them. Even to my mates, I just hated them because they were opposition. So you end up getting yourself in there a wee bit bother, a wee stitchy here and there. That was okay, and I don't want our players to be doing the same thing. And I think the
game's moved on since the 1930s, Bridge, you know?
Yes, absolutely.
Could I just jump in there?
Yes,
I was just going to say that I think Steven Gerrard has brought the team and the discipline between everybody involved in the whole club away back to the days when it was a suit and tie and it had to be strict and you did what you were told and you played for your team, you played for your jersey, or you were at that door. And I think that's what that man's brought back into this team again, where there were too many hangers owners just getting paid for wandering about the park. And he's brought in class players and he knows his stuff.
That's a good shout there. He knows his stuff all right.
He's a natural leader, Andy.
Aye.
How do you come, Andy?
Yeah, look, I've watched a a couple of his videos, and you know that time he fell over and he lost the league against Chelsea, and he wanted to be bought by Chelsea and all that sort of stuff. And then he talked about it, and then he stayed with one club. He's loyal. He's and the coach and the managers he's worked with, you just can't. You know, he's just he's just learnt so much, and he's
a natural leader, Jody. When he speaks, people listen.
Exactly.
It is. I mean, there's times when we've watched games and you're so like, if I'm going back to like Kashinya, etc., you don't even want to listen to the post-match interviews, etc. And even if we won, which was very rarely, you still didn't want to listen. Whereas I find myself buzzing when the end of the game is, because I'm like, right, you need to keep everyone shut up, you need to keep the telly on, I need to listen to Gerrard. He's so captivating. He knows his stuff, and he just speaks with the utmost class. And he
knows how to get your attention when he's talking about his team. And
he handles the media brilliantly. Like, he's been faced with some stupid questions in some interviews, and he just he honestly handles it with ease. And he's just, you can see that he's obviously got good mentors on his side. We all know that he's spoken with the likes of Klopp, and obviously he's had regular check-ins and discussions with Smith in the past. So yeah, he's ticking all the right boxes.
He's calm, cool, and collective. That's
yeah.
It really is.
A lot of people have messages asking how you're keeping, mate. How's things in your world?
Not too bad. I'm going for my second jab on Saturday.
Right, okay.
My COVID jab. The first one knocked me for 6. It put me in my bed for 5 days. Right. I'm just waiting on it word any day now through the medical department to get another house out of here. It's an all-level one in the stairs because I can't get up the stairs anymore. And I've gotten a befriender carer. I don't know if you know what that means.
Aye.
It's somebody that's going to be taking me out and about because I can't get myself because I've got dementia in case I get lost. I'm not allowed to go anywhere myself. But I'm looking forward to that because it'll be somebody different to annoy them about my football.
Brilliant.
I hope that I Celtic fans will get rip into them.
I was just going to say that. What happens if it's there? Oh dear. You're fucking rip them, huh? Dear. Well said, pal. Well said.
It's my first time ever speaking to Ian, but it's been an absolute pleasure. And I hope you're keeping well, and I hope all goes well with your Jag.
Thanks very much, Jodie. Thanks a lot, Hen. I'll leave you to. I'll go back to the. When you go.
Bridgeman, he's that old. He's had 3 Jags, COVID one.
What was the third one for?
I just like the Jags. He just liked it.
Just like it.
Don't you listen to him, Ian. He's telling lies. By the way, Ian, I've had my two COVID Jags. I got my second one on Saturday, and I'm very happy. Very happy.
Good. I'll be glad when I get my second one, and then I can win a bit better.
Yeah, but you've gone clubbing, Ian, when you get your second Jag, yeah?
Eh?
That'll be you when you go to a nightclub once you get your second Jag.
Aye.
Oh,
you'll be
what
feeling good. You
can
can get with the crowd again.
Great to hear from you, mate. Great to hear from you as always.
Right, thanks a lot, and enjoy the rest of the night, guys, and I'll be listening.
Nice to hear from you.
All the best, Ian.
Cheers,
Right,
Ian.
see you later, guys. See you later, Jodie.
Bye.
Ta-da.
What a man. Yeah, Jodie.
Oh, that was my first time speaking to him. He's lovely. I've just put in the YouTube chat, big love to Ian.
Here. Talking about love with people, we couldn't get anybody, but Bob Cheers joined us.
Oh, I'm glad to know I'm lovely. I've had my 2 jabs as well.
Hello, Bob.
Fine, fin, healthy, walking with the ducks. How you doing tonight, lads?
Good, mate. Good. Wait a minute.
That's good. Does anybody know much about this fella, Sakala?
No, really,
I
apart
don't
from
know
his
anything about Sakala, but I know all about fashion.
I know about it as well. It's just a brief call for me, and I was doing the water with the dogs earlier on, and I lowered myself to listen to Radio Snide for 5 minutes.
Go on then, Bob.
And one of them came in with the big rumour that this Howe is a done deal and who he's going to sign and who he's not going to sign and all the rest of it. And seemingly it says Dowie Gabbs and Shaqiri Liverpool and all the rest of it. I says, well, fair enough. They'll need to be good to overcome the Rangers. That's all I can say.
That boy Dowie done well against Patterson, didn't he?
Aye, he's... Aye, well, this is supposed to be the big rumours for them. I don't know. I'm not here to talk about them anyway. Is there anybody else? Is there anybody else been mentioned in linked to us? No?
Obviously the Dutch boy.
Aye, Dutch boy for Heron Vane.
Aye.
Supposed to be similar to Barry Ferguson, but they're supposed to be advising him, I'm coming here, Ox. I don't know. Yeah.
Everything's paper top, but we do our business fast and furious, Bob, you know?
We do, aye. Aye, we're going to get them and have them ready.
When you were asking Bob Jen about Sakala, my friend Steg, he's amazing with stats, and he posted a few bits about stats. I don't know if you want me to go into it, but...
Go on, let's hear it. Go on, Jodie.
So this is Steg Thompson, guys. He's absolutely brilliant. I know that a few people in the YouTube chat just now know who he is. He's brilliant with stats. He's into all that. So he's basically that Fashion Sakala's 20 to 21 season. He's had 29 games played, 79 minutes average. So that's how long he's usually on the park for. 13 goals, which is working out 0.4 goals per game. 175 minutes scoring frequency. 2.8 shots per game. 1.1 key passes per game, 74% passing accuracy, and 3.1% duels won per game. So it's not bad.
Try to take all that in, Johnny. He sounds like not a bad player to me, the laddie. So good. He's one of us now. So let's get behind the boy. It's supposed to be really quick, really pacey.
Yep. So I think going by those stats, and we all know what the backroom staff and everyone at Rangers can do, and the levels, the expectation levels. I think he could really, really come into his game with us.
That's smashing, Jodie. Thanks for that, love. That's great.
Can I talk to Bob?
Yeah, on you go, Andy. On you go, mate. Bob, you all right?
I'm fine, mate. Why?
Good. On you go, Andy.
Hey, Bob. What sort of dogs have you got?
What sort of dogs have we got? One's a Bichon Frise, and the other one's a Lhasa Apso.
Wow, don't even know what.
I've got a Lhasa Apso, and I've got my 10 months.
Just to make it easy for you, he's got a brown one and a white one, Andy.
They both got 4 legs. Right. And they bark all the time when Rangers radio's on. So, aye, they're all right. They're 2 small dogs, aye.
Yeah, anyway, I liked what you say about respect and all that about their ex-captain. You know, we've got it all over them, mate. I'm so glad to see him go, mate. So glad to see him go.
Who's that, pal?
Oh, their ex-captain. I'm not going to say his name.
Mr. Brown.
Oh, Mr. Brown. Oh, yeah. I said last night on the show that he was a very, very forlorn figure walking off that park on Sunday.
Oh, fantastic.
Very, very forlorn figure. He knew that his time had come. He knew his time had come before that, so it was just confirmed on Sunday.
Right, okay.
Good luck to them.
I'll cut across. You just had a message. I don't know if Mr. S. Kipper heard it right. He didn't know if Bridgeman played at centre-half like Larry Lloyd or Larry Grayson. That was Mr. S. Kipper, Bridge.
Shut that door.
Bob J just stole my words.
Aye. A generation game with a cuddly toy.
Right, we're going to have a special tune for a special lady. So get yourself in mute. We're going to hear from Jodie Pollock.
Brilliant.
We love you, Rangers, we do. We love you, Rangers, we do. We love you, Rangers, we do. Oh, Rangers, we love you. Steve and Gerrard came to Ibrox Morris along with Gary Mack, and they were set the challenge to bring the title back. See the tea arrived, the ended with let's go, and then we sniff it up to see the league flags finally hung. We love you Rangers, we do. We love you Rangers, we do. We love you Rangers, we do. Oh Rangers, we love you. We had McGregor, Savin, Golson and Bournemouth have the back. Alfie can't be beaten, the fallen attack. Davis, Jack, Kamara, Arthur, Hadji came alive. With Hamilton and Balogun, they won his 55. We love you Rangers, we do. We love you Rangers, we do. We love you Rangers, we do. Oh Rangers, we love you. Not forgetting Jory boys, then we could me fit. Like Edmondson, Stuart Barker, we knew Danny's bit. McLaughlin, Jones and Bassey, Patterson, Zungu. No Nico Cattish, Dudley, please, Rangers through and through. We love you Rangers, we do. We love you Rangers, we do. We love you Rangers, we do. Oh Rangers, we love you. Dave King and the Three Bears deserve some special praise. They fought and won the battles to bring these glory days. Too many more to mention, they gave us everything. Now every bear around the world can celebrate and sing. We love you Rangers, we do. We love you Rangers, we do. We love you Rangers, we do. Oh Rangers, we love you. We love you Rangers, we do. We love you Rangers, we do. We love you Rangers, we do. Oh Rangers, we love you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Wow, Bridgman, he's still dancing. He's still dancing. Bob Gerrard in a professional.
That was brilliant, by the way. That was absolutely brilliant. Well done, you.
It was fantastic.
Thank you.
It was even better than James from Tennessee, and that's saying something.
Oh, for God's sake. It must be really good then.
Bob Gerrard.
Uh-huh.
Enjoy that wee ditty?
I did. I loved it. It was absolutely brilliant. Well done, Jodie. Proud of you, hand. Keep music live. That's what I say.
Thank you so much.
I'm even threatening to buy it. Jodie, I'm even threatening to buy a new thing.
Oh, really?
Aye, so there you go. I don't think it'll be long before we're all playing again. I hope so.
Fingers crossed. Well, I've actually got my first gig back, guys. So I'm pubs open.
Have you?
17th,
Wonderful.
I'm in Lounge 72. So if anyone's up that neck of the woods and wants to hear me sing "We Love You Rangers" live and a few other Rangers songs, plugging myself. Don't even care. Lounge 72 on the 17th.
Absolutely lovely. Good for you. So there you go. Aye, smashing. Yeah, I enjoyed that. That was great. I was out there just singing along. Yeah, we love you Rangers. Oh yes, we do. And well written and well performed and well played and well done, Jodie.
Thank you so much.
Oh, there you go. Be an old pro, and all Rolling Stones look alike.
I think the thing that I was most chuffed about, and this might go completely in some people's like one ear and out the other, but working from not working from home, but because of COVID you can't get into a studio. I actually recorded my vocals using Apple earphones, so I never even used a proper mic. So big shout out to Jim Wiggins and Scott Laverty, who actually done all the producing for the track, because they made it sound as if I recorded that in a proper mic. And then obviously big shout out again to Davey McIntosh for
I'm just listening again, Jodie. I've tried, but I don't hear anything about Oxford and Bridgman on it.
Oh my God, sorry, I'll need to go on the extended.
Bridgman.
What can I say? The only one that's on it is that old sook, Bob Gerrard. What a sook he is.
Oh, what? Us musicians have got to stick together in the face of karaoke.
Oh, yeah, they've got to stick together. Listen, last word for Andy, but we've got some more callers coming in. Andy, over to you, mate.
Oh, that's a really catchy tune, Jodie. Hello?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm not too good at listening to words, but it's really, really lovely.
Well done, Andy. We catch you soon, brother.
Yeah, sure will. Thanks, Ox. Thanks, Jodie, Bob, Bridgeman.
You take care, son.
Okay, mate.
Cheers.
Thanks so much, Andy. See you later.
Cheers, Andy.
Bye-bye.
Fans in New Zealand, Jodie Pollock. What's happened to you?
It's absolutely class. Well, mind that, I think my first ever time on, I was telling you how like my gran and papa tune in and accept and listen to me when I was on Rangers Radio. They're usually in Portugal all the time,
Right.
but because of COVID they've not been. But they've got like a string of Rangers supporters in Portugal, so all my songs always get sent over. My papa figured out how to use WhatsApp, and he's always got his wee pals in Portugal saying, "Your granddaughter singing any new songs?" So I'm there as well.
Brilliant.
Hello.
We've been joined by Jim the trucker who takes you all over the country. How are we doing, Jim?
I've not been phoning in. I've been starting a bit later, so I've been catch up and that. But because Jodie was on the night, I said, well, I'm definitely starting at 8 o'clock the night just to hear her live. You can't get Jodie on catch up. You have to get her live. Listen, as I say, I catch the show later, but some of the calls, some of the shows the last couple of weeks had me in stitches driving down this road. Like that Billy the Ballymoney at Ballymena, he was quiet the first night, but he's fairly opened up, isn't he?
We're going to call him Spanish Billy for now on.
Oh, is that William?
Aye, William.
Oh my God, I loved his accent. Why get William, if you're listening, son, give us a wee call. I liked your accent as well.
William from Benamadna. That's where he is. From Benamadna.
I used thought he was from Spain, didn't you?
No, well, I'll tell you the truth. Fox did write the right words, and I read it wrong, but I blame Fox. That's why.
So, but it's William from Benamadna.
Well, Spanish Billy. How are you, Jim? Tell Jodie your story. You're all over this country and you're playing the Rangers.
I'm actually local tonight. I've left Kirkcaldy. I'm doing the Lockerbie, back to Kirkcaldy. Then I do another one to the Lockerbie and deliver Tesco's at Livingston in the morning. So that's a local one. But believe it or not, that'll be 700 kilometres the time I'm finished in the morning. Again, it sounds local, but that's as much miles as running down to Lancaster and back up. So that I love the job anyway, but just listening to Rangers Radio for 2 hours. And that Bob Gerrard, when he's getting his wee niggles in about Fife, but I'm a Fifer. I belong after Murphy, as I said before. Bob, I used to drink back in the 70s at Allowa and the old Allowa Supporters Club when it was the wee wooden hut and Sound Edge was playing. Did you mind the days?
Oh, dear, no. The Supporters Club, it was brilliant, man. Brilliant. The strippers on a Sunday morning, amazing.
I'm waiting for a wee bit of entertainment. You get what I'm saying, Bob Gerrard?
I know, people. I know. Good for you. Supporters Club and all. It's not there anymore. But great days, great times. That was the bell-bottom days in Weathered here. Aye, fantastic times, pal. Great.
I used to meet a lot of Allowa boys. I used to go to Ibrox on the Mackies Allowa bus. We used to meet them at the Pine and Oak and places like that.
That's right, the Pine and Oak. It's not there either, now across the bridge there, yeah. Changed days.
Did you wear bell bottoms? Bob Gerrard?
Oh, I wore them. I had the feathered hair, aye, and the top and scarf on.
I love it.
I bell bottoms with my Bay City Rollers jersey on, aye.
Oh, aye.
Shang-a-lang,
Oh, they were good. 19 pence up.
I'm a wee bit younger than you, Bob Gerrard. I'm only 66 in August, but I got my second jag on Friday, by the way. But nah, I've had a lot of happy time, Rangers. But see the new, and I'm not just saying it because I'm on this show. This Rangers Radio, I wish I had this years ago. Brilliant entertainment. The thing is, being a Marseille fan, I'm a miserable guy, and you get Rangers radio for nothing. What beer cake you want, eh?
Oh, I know. No. I've had a lot of good
compliment
things.
indeed,
Wait a
Oxford.
minute.
It's a compliment indeed for your fiver.
Fox, reverse the charges.
You mean your tachogram?
I'll go to let another caller in, but love it, boys, love it. And we've had a couple of wee hiccups this season, but what a time to be up here, eh? Just brilliant.
Well, did you hear Jodie's new song, Jim?
Aye, brilliant, yeah. We're going to try and get up to 5 to some of their search flashes some night and get a wee song like that.
Oh, no another sook, for God's sake.
No, I love it. Keep it coming in. Anyone else want to phone in and give me
I've even got it on my Facebook. I got a wee message, but I'll put it there on Facebook, don't I, Jodie?
Yeah, of course.
But I think we can retire, mate. I think we can retire.
Okay, go get. Keep the tunes coming, Jodie. Keep the good work up, boys. And okay, what else to say? I'll be having tears running down my face shortly.
No bother, Jim. We'll speak to you soon, mate.
Right. Love it. Catch you later. Bye now.
Thank you.
Bye.
All the best, Jim.
Bye-bye. Cheers, pal. Bye-bye.
What a man.
What a man.
What a man. That one who told us about Manchester and the tunes playing not they get stopped at the traffic lights. Oh, brilliant. What a man. Jodie, you're getting a few compliments tonight.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually buckled because lockdown's been difficult for myself because I have very bushy eyebrows and I need to get them tamed a lot. And I wasn't able to go to the salon. And I was on a podcast the other night, and my face was in it, unfortunately. And someone's actually just commented on one of your on the Facebook feed saying "Happy New Eyebrows, Jodie." So thank you very much for noticing. Come on, Phone Rangers Radio. We can talk about Gerrard, Sakala, Rangers, Jodie's eyebrows. It's just the new thing every day.
People.
Eyebrows. Wow.
Well, no, that's the first time I've ever had that mentioned on here, bitch, innit?
God almighty.
First time ever.
It's brilliant, isn't it? Just unbelievable. Just unbelievable.
You're going to regret asking me to come on here, by the way, because that's it. See, when I get these eyebrows done, that's my confidence back. Don't shut up.
Right, okay. I've got a question for Bob here. And then I'll go to Bridgman, and then I'll come to Jodie, right? Ryan Kent.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Kent running with a ball is a special talent. Special talent.
Yep. Yes, absolutely.
How good is he? Who does he remind you, or is he just Ryan Kent?
He's a very, very special talent, the boy. What I like about him is that he always turns up against them. Always. He's had some great games against them. I think I would say he's no similar to great wingers that we've had in the past, like Cooper. Cooper was a sort of a more laid back, and wee Wally Henderson was direct, Davy Wilson was direct, and I would say that Ryan Kent is just Ryan Kent. Very strong boy, very good player. Long may be a Rangers player. I hope they can work out a deal with him, keep him here at the club, and I believe he loves the club and wants to stay here. I would say Ryan Kent is Ryan Kent, yeah.
Okay. Fantastic running with a ball, Brad. Sure, 5 yards.
He's just different class. He's different class. Watch the way he looks for him, and I'm in there. And, I'm telling you now, Brown is still looking for him. He mesmerised him and bamboozled him, and the whole defence doesn't know where he was. All these things that were happening. It reminded me of... what do you call him? The Dutch boy, the centre forward. What was his name again? For us, hurt his leg with the big German keeper.
What, Moles?
Moles. It reminds me
Michael Moles.
It reminds me of him when he's got the ball and he's trying to turn. He turns really, really well. Moles and him have got similar abilities to do that. I think he's a lot faster than Moles, and he's a lot more direct, and he'll take them on. He'll just take them right on. Wonderful, wonderful player. Can't praise the boy enough. He's my man in the match, and he'll be my player of the year for Rangers.
All right. But you've already. I've got your vote for the player of the year, and you never gave it to Ken. You never gave him in your top 3.
I gave it because he wasn't playing as well. But the last number of weeks, last month or so, he's been playing fabulous, and he's carried us. So he goes way up the list now.
Oh well.
You better go back and listen to last Monday's show and hear what you were saying. Right, okay. I think he's a unique talent. That change of direction he's got. He can go both ways. Both ways, Jody. So it's hard to play against. In a real game of football, when teams are trying to win it and it's no 10 men behind the ball trying to defend and there's no space. But that's difficult for him. But in a real game of football where there's a bit of space and he can play, his talent's come to the fore. And if you think back to that Slavia game, they knew it. Yeah. They knew it and they targeted him.
I saw someone comment and I was in stitches and they went, Ryan Kent has to be a glitch. Like, see, when you're playing a game and just something works out for you. See, I don't even know how to describe the step that he'd done on Sunday, and it was like he took it on his right, passed back to his left, then hit back off his left, right, in like a millisecond. He is absolutely phenomenal. He knows what he's doing. He knows his own capability. He's got the confidence. I mean, he's had 8 goals in the Premiership this season, 9 assists. He's unreal, and he would be hard to replace, and he's vital to our squad. So yeah, I think when you were asking, can you compare him to anyone? I think Kent's his own person, and he stands alone, and that's what makes him so special. He brings his own style to the game, and he's a joy to watch. I know we've had games in the past, like when we first signed him, and then there was like the doubts over was he worth the money, because he kind of took a dip in form, but by God, he's worth that money and much, much more now, and he's worth every single penny.
Aye, well, it looks a bargain now, Bob.
Well, absolutely. What I was going to say about him, Ox, was that see the game in general tends to lack old-fashioned wingers that can go by people. You know, there's a lot of fit boys. They're skillful, they're strong, they're tough, but the old wingers we all used to love watching here in Scotland. I've just described one or two of them. That, you know, the game lacks that a wee bit for me. Ryan Kent's got that. He can go by people. As Brid says here, he can turn in both directions, and he's strong, and he's an excellent footballer. And yeah, he would be up there for Rangers Player of the Year, but I mean, on a personal note of me, I'm going to give it to Davis. But Ryan Kent, phenomenal talent. Hope we can keep him for a long time. Hope we can get the best out of the boy. Liverpool must have an embarrassment. Well, they've got an embarrassment of riches, but they must be a really good side if he couldn't get a game for them. Really good player, Ryan Kent. 1 of our own.
Aye, okay, so when he's fantastic running with the ball, changing direction, but close control.
Brilliant.
Is he as good as Joe Aribo? There we go, Jody. Is he? Close control.
I mean, I think they bring a different... One thing I would say is they both must have took dance classes or something. The feet they've got on the both of them is phenomenal. One thing I would say, though, is I would rely on Kent more than I would on Aribo in big games when it counts. Aribo took some time to get into the Old Firm, figure out like the intensity of the game, but they're both... It's mental because they're both so similar, but they're both very, very different as well. It's a hard one, but I think Kent edges it for me.
There we go. All right, okay. Bridge, different kinds of players. I'm not saying who's a better player. I'm just saying Aribo's got these dancing feet as well, isn't he? Different kind of tricks, different to static. Kent, he's a runner, you know. Great entertainment for us.
Yeah, I think Aribo's a class player. I think we've got 4 or 5 really good class players there, and Kent and Aribo are 2 of them. I think Aribo, some of the moves he made down the wings at the weekend there, they just didn't know what to do with him other than boot him when they got a hold of him. He was a really good player, and he's played some smashing games for us. He managed to wriggle through crowds of players with the feel of it, you know. So I've everything but praise for all praise I've got for young Aribo. Absolutely brilliant. But I still say Kent. Kent shades it for me.
I don't disagree with that. I'm just different types of players. Anyway, we've been joined by a caller. We've been joined by Spanish Billy, Jodie, especially for you. Evening, William.
Oh, I've summoned them.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we tonight?
Accent. I love your accent.
Hello, William.
Hi, everybody. To be honest, I had nothing to talk about tonight, but when a lady requests you to come on, it's only the gentlemanly thing to do. So,
what I'll say to you then, William, is our question at the start. The goals at the weekend, what would you rate in order there? I'll give you a talking point. So, how would you rate them?
Another sook.
I genuinely don't know if... It depends what you mean, like aesthetically pleasing, like on the eye, like which one I enjoyed most to look at, or which was, like technically because to me, like Ruth's goal with his left breast wasn't the most aesthetically pleasing, but as Super Ali said in the commentary, Ruth knew exactly when that was coming in, that height. He knew exactly where he was controlling it, what part of his body. Like, that wasn't just throwing himself at it as such, like the placement, the accuracy, like he knew as that was coming in, that was the only thing he could really do. And I think after the incident in Prague with the, like judging to go with the foot, I think that might have something to do with it, but Defoe's, he just turned him inside out twice and just passed it. He does what he does, so probably Defoe's would have been the most aesthetically pleasing, but in terms of, I wouldn't say genius, but in terms of like technique and everything, like Ruth's, but I don't know that. Oh, you couldn't really fault any of them, but I'd say Moreles's would probably be fourth. Ruth's be third. Was the one with the breast would be third. The header would be second, and Defoe's. It was just classy. So
you could see how much it meant to Defoe as well. That's something I really liked about Defoe's the passion, and he couldn't quite believe it. And he said himself, like, playing for other clubs, he did his CV is massive, but getting a goal in one of the biggest derbies in the world is something special. So yeah,
absolutely. And I think at this point of his career, where he knows he'll be hanging the boots up soon, and he's playing at like one of the probably the best supported club in the world in terms of dedication, loyalty, and fans. And I know there's no fans in the stadium at the moment, but like there's always going to be an aura around Ibrox, and there's always going to be, even though the seats are empty, like the generations and generations of history there, like you just feel it. And obviously I'm not a footballer, so I don't know what it's like to play at Ibrox, but I know what it's like to, even when you walk in early and the stadium's empty, you just embrace that aura and that atmosphere. So for him to finally get a goal, or to get his goal in an Old Firm at this stage of his career and at the end of the season, I'm absolutely chuffed for him. And what a goal, just to put more salt in their wounds. But I could talk all night about Kent. I thought Kent was absolutely phenomenal from start to finish.
Well, it was a great display, William. You're right. It was a great display. But I think the fact is, I think that's Fourey's had the goal with the goals, Jodie, and everybody's had them in different orders.
Yep.
About the goals,
It massively does, because if it was just flukes, or as like them from across the way like to point like to keep saying, oh, they're not even a good side, or everything's just fluky, or the refs on their side, or whatever, it's just showing that it's not as if the goals were by chance or they were just in the right place at the right time. Every goal stood out for its own particular reason. Kind of unrelated, but I was laughing as well. I don't know if any of you heard Kennedy's interview after it, but he said that the Celtic game plan was to play for crosses, so for Rangers to basically press them to make sure that Rangers were crossing into the box. I mean, I don't know why anyone would go against Rangers and force them to play crosses when you've got Tav and Barisic on the side. So it just shows that they're, as much as they like to say, oh, Rangers this, they can't even read their own game plan and see, and it just shows the delusion. So Rangers are phenomenal. They're absolutely delusional, and we are the champions of Scotland. Yeah, that's my.
I'll tell you another thing. That's another career that Steven Gerrard's finished. That boy was promising, but he's finished him. Bridgeman.
100%. Can I just say one thing, and I mean sincerely, I thought our captain had a tremendous game at the weekend. Yeah. And I think
he looked back to his best, didn't he?
He's getting close to it, yeah, and some of his crossing was unbelievable. Again, really great crossing. Tavernier specials right to the back post. Just wonderful to see. Obviously, by the time the time the pre-season comes in, he's going to be ready for a full pre-season, because you don't want to be pushed, you know. So he'll be ready for a full pre-season, and hopefully that injury's all gone. His injury problems have all been past him, and he'll start this next season, I hope. I really do. Oh, what a game he had!
That we've got Patterson as well, because it gives that competition to Tav that he's probably not had for quite a long while. So I think that's brilliant for us as well, because that was probably an area where we needed a bit more strength and depth, and we struggled with. This time last year, what would we have done if Tav get injured? This time last year there was Zoom calls and that going on, but still, we would have struggled without Tav. Now we've got Patterson to fill in, so it's good times.
I think what pleased me be his injury, Bridge. He didn't look fit the last two games, but he looked fit there. Obviously, another week's training. It's striking the ball with that injury. You can run.
That's it, yeah.
You're fine, but you're striking the ball, and he struck the ball fine at the weekend there. If you think back to the St Johnstone away game, he was very timid, wasn't he?
He was indeed. And you know, as you were saying, it was striking the ball. His touch, the close passing he gets involved in, he looked quite good for maybe 5 out of 6 sets of play. He was in there and he was doing whatever he wanted and running onto the ball, because that's what it's about. They're playing along each other, and all of a sudden they push a ball out and right through the defenders, and for Tav, and he runs onto it and gets some good crosses in. So that was great to see him back to a certain extent to his fitness, and he's going to get a week and a half or something like that. Well, a week tomorrow to get himself really up to date again. If there's any pulls, he can get himself sorted. What about Borna? Is Borna? Did we know? Are we hearing more about Borna? Is he injured?
We're hearing it's not as bad. The scans come back. There's no danger of him missing the Euros, so he might be back next week, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. That's good.
Yeah, he might be back next week. But we've not heard the detail. William, James Tavernier, he was back to his best at the weekend.
He looked very, very good, and I'll hold my hands up. The other night when I'd called in and we were discussing, like the predictions and scores and things like that there, I'll hold my hands up. I got it totally wrong. I said that I felt we could be in for an absolutely torrid time down the flanks from Forrest and El Yunusi. If Forrest was fit again, I thought they would take advantage of Tav being very cautious and a bit timid and not being fit, and I also thought they would point out Borna as like a weak link because his last 3 or 4 performances hadn't been great, and I thought they would capitalise on that and turn our fullbacks inside out. But I mean, some of the crosses from our fullbacks, could have landed on a 10p. They were absolutely fantastic, and I think was it against St Johnstone? Tav just looked not nervous, but you could tell he was so cautious, and Davis done absolutely fantastic protecting him and almost slotting in as, well, I wouldn't say an extra right back, but protecting him, whereas Davis didn't have to do that on Sunday, so he didn't. Davis was phenomenal whenever. I've used the word phenomenal that much to describe Ryan Kent on Sunday. It's stuck in my vocabulary, but the way Franchieri was twisting Simpson inside out, and Davis just came running in and knocked it away. And they had been doing that for Tav, but he didn't need to on Sunday because Tav was back to running forward, and he looked more confident to, as you were saying, to connect with the ball and to strike the ball again, whip it in. It was great to see that again.
Bob, we started, after we got into the game, before we scored our first goal, we started pinging about. When we pass the ball, we move it quick. We're a good side there.
Well, an excellent side. Some of their one-touch football in the middle of the park's as good as anybody. Some of the triangular football they play. As I said to you last night, that's why Callum McGregor walked. He couldn't handle it. I mean, he's used to being on the ball, running at people all the time. And he was on his back foot the whole game. Well, the time he was on anyway. And he couldn't handle it. Rangers were so good in the middle of the park with Davis, Aribo and Kamara passing the ball around the boot. And he lost it, the boy. But I thought overall, one criticism, as Billy says there, about the defensive frailties of the fullback. I thought that I didn't think Borna Barisic is the greatest defender, but attacking is phenomenal. And as Jodie says, and she's right when she says, don't invite Rangers to get crosses on you because they will crucify you. And that was proved on Sunday. And overall, a great performance. You can't compare it beating Celtic 4-1. A great performance, great team performance, great season. Well done, the Rangers. Let's strengthen, get stronger, and good luck to the laddie that's coming in, and hope we've got a few more signings and make us stronger and win the league again next year.
That's us made 3 signings already, Jodie, for next year, including Scott Wright,
I think Wright is a fantastic player as well. And him with a pre-season with us under his belt, there's a lot to come.
You think they deliberately went for pacey players in the forward areas, Jodie?
I do. I think it's something we've lacked. There's been a few games this season where maybe we needed the legs to be a bit fresher, and we lacked a bit of pace. For example, Hadji, if he had pace on him, what a player he would be, and it's something we have been lacking. So I think it is something we want to build around. And who was it that mentioned that this Sakala is supposed to have pace about him as well? So I do believe that is something that we are working on. And at times we're very dangerous just now. Imagine us running at you full throttle. So yeah, it'll be good.
Pace is important in the modern game, Bridger.
Paul, you can see it with some of the players that we've got. Even Stephen Davis at his prime, his big age, if you follow what I mean. Look at the pace he put on to get back and do that tackle. Marvellous. He must have ran 35 yards. Great stuff. Sprint all the way. Great stuff. So I think we're all around the park. We've got some good players. That young boy Wright, very fast. Obviously Kent, but lightning. Rebo quite quick as well. So Tav's got a good bit of pace. I think Barisic is probably one of their... Looking at him, he's one of our slowest, but over a short space, maybe over 20 yards, is quite quick. So I think we do well for pace in the team. And I think Kamara, well, what can you say about Kamara? Quiet man, isn't he? He's just so good, so good. I'm going to stop because I'm just rhyming off all these great Rangers players that we've got, and it sounds as if I want to sell them. I'm trying not to sell them. I don't want any of them to go. So please, I think we're just fantastic. Look at all our players, and every one of them do the business. And that young guy, Jermaine Defoe, came on for 2 minutes and scored one of the best goals Rangers have scored all season. Fantastic. Well done. Well done.
And I had it in 4th place. You're saying it's one of the best goals. I had it as 4th place for the goals in Sunday.
Everybody's choice is different.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That shows how good the goals were.
Absolutely, pal. Absolutely.
What is everyone's favourite goal of the season then? I know mine.
The one that just shocked you was just Roof's goal for that. That was just unbelievable. There's conditions and everything. Yeah. But
I'm going to be a bit different. I know his was phenomenal, but Tav's free kick against Dundee United.
It was
great stuff.
I've just had a text for Ryan Jack saying that Jodie's no mentioned my volley. Ryan, aye. Oh, he's on your case, Jodie.
I need to write another song. Get him back on.
He's just text me. Right.
Very good, very good. No, but I think that Roof, the goals that Roof scored the weekend were brilliant goals. And what was the one he scored from the inside left position? And he said he hardly lifted his leg back the way and he smashed it right into the top corner of the net. And you remember?
Was that against Benfica?
I think it was. It was like just like as if nothing there. He's got the ball there, and all of a sudden it's a goal. And I thought, oh my God, what have we got here? Just great. I'm glad he's on your side anyway. Let's put it that way.
I mean, you're right. The Tav's goal against the United was a belter, Jodie, but I don't even know if we're getting my top 5.
Nobody's mentioned any of Kent's goals, or have they?
No.
Kent scored some screamers as well.
I mean, we had Davis with an overhead kick as well. Like, what a season!
I think he was just stretching the leg, and the leg just accidentally clapped it in.
Tav's goal against Galatasaray with all 8 passes, and he appears and he does it in.
And actually, Tav's goal the other day there against St Johnson in the cup to put us in the lead. And then we gave it away. That was a great goal. That great goal.
That's a show on its own, Jodie. I think that's a show on its own. Some fantastic goals. We've been spoiled this year, Bob Gerrard.
Absolutely. This has been, as I keep on saying, it's been a great season, great performances. I said to Fox last night when I phoned in, I'm so frustrated with the Scottish Cup that we didn't perform last Sunday. We're not going to go on about it all again. That's all been spoken about last week. But we play like that on Sunday, and we're out. Play like that against the Celtic Sunday, and the previous Sunday we play like that against a bunch of journeymen, and we're out of tournament. I just, I can't comprehend it. But that's football, as the man said to me, and he's right. But overall, our holy grail was reached, was to stop them doing 10 and win the league, and we've done that, and I'm more than happy. And the goal for me has got to be Roof. It's got to be Roof that night, and it was Royal Antwerp, wasn't it?
No, it was Standard Liège.
Standard Liège. I stand corrected. Standard Liège. It's got to be. If that had been any of the world superstars that had done that, well, you'd have been seeing it yet, and it'd been on TV adverts and everything.
It wasn't even the range. It's the fact he bullied 3 players to do it.
Aye. Oh, just phenomenal, Jodie. And I agree with you there, Jodie, about Tav's free kick against Dundee United. And Kent's goal against St Mirren, the way he just weaved in and out of players and just placed the ball inside the box was phenomenal for me. But for a great time.
What a sook.
Oh, I know. Like I keep telling you, us musicians stick together, son. There you go.
That's a good one, yeah.
I'll tell you, if I'm being honest, Jodie, the two goals that maybe got seen the most were Connor Goldsman's second at Parkhead when he poked it through Big Shane's leg.
I forgot about that one. How could I forget about that?
And maybe when Joe Aribo misheated it and Callum McGregor put it in the goal. Maybe they two go. Now they were maybe the best goal of the seasons, but wow, did they get us over Jodie?
Well, I was actually laughing when you're talking about Callum McGregor. So everyone, obviously, you've heard tonight my We Love You Rangers song. I don't know if McGregor in that song's for Callum or for Alan anymore. The way it's been, don't know if he's getting a wee mention in the song, but yeah, it was. Sometimes those goals are the best goals, aren't they? Though, I mean, Callum McGregor's goal, Rangers beating Celtic 1-0 without a shot on target. That is just top tier. So
can I just say that in praise of Alfredo Morelos, his first goal against Celtic at Parkhead, that was just right at the far post, just brilliant, whatever. And then his second goal of the weekend there, geez whiz, that just fabulous. What a goal! Just what, and not megging him and smashing the ball past the keeper. Oh wow! Seriously, he's looking for him. Where do they go? I see there's a photograph of Brown walking up over the chairs in Ibrox, and I'm sure he's looking to make sure nobody's hiding for him. Going to jump out and slap him in the head.
For long, forget. It's about time. It's about time for Rangers to be happy, because we've endured a lot of unhappiness for a variety of different reasons. And it's great to be a Bear at the moment, and we want more and more and more success, and I'm sure we can attain it. We've got a good manager and a good squad of players. It's only going to get stronger. And the future's bright, the future's Rangers. So let's go for it again next year. Still 2 games to go, because we want the title of being invincible, just the same as they did.
I see that something just flashed up there. I see that they're managing to move a game. Their game against St Johnstone.
They moved the kick-off time. They moved the kick-off time to 6:30.
Apparently, it's to cater for the fans, let them come early and see Brown, his last game. That's what I'm hearing.
What it was, that, to be fair, they 2 guys were working late bridge, so they had to move it so they could get him by their work.
I think... I love it.
But some spectacular goals this year, William. Some of the best goals we've maybe ever seen out of a season, mate, this year.
Absolutely. My mind's just went blank there when I tried to think back contenders for goal of the season. Like, I can't even remember which match it was, but one of Kent's goals where he just does what he does and just turned a couple of players inside out and then struck it with the right foot, I think. I almost can't remember who it was against. But there's so many, and it's been like from all sorts of build-up, like slow, steady passes from the back, quick counter-attacks, like roof strike, like Morelos, like chasing down the keeper and putting it in with his back, Riff with his left breast. It's not just been brilliant goals, it's been all types of goals and from all over the pitch.
What Defoe's finish against Livingston, the first time volley when he just passed it in the net, came over his shoulder and he just...
Wow, that was just world class. That was world class, that finish. My God.
Yeah. And I don't know if it would win my top 5, mate. Honestly, I don't.
Well, there you go. It just, it's as if the ball was going to bounce, but it never bounced, and it didn't touch anything, and he just swept it, and just let it pass. Just passed in the net. Just great. There's some great goals. That one with Kent scored a Born across, like went a bit knee high, and he just smashed it in the net. Mind you, that might have been last season.
That was New Year's game last year, mate.
That's what I'm saying. It was last season, but I loved it anyway. Absolutely loved it. Just
any goal against him is always good, Bridge.
Oh, of course. I've seen a few. Kai Johansson's. Wow. Just wow.
That's the last 6 games against them. We're 12-4, 3 against, and one of them was punched into the net, yeah?
Aye.
It's true. The boy handled it, didn't he, when we beat them that day, yeah?
It's an Edward.
No, yeah.
There's a wee McGregor one that shot it with Edward Sandy went in, and the referee saw it and never gave it. Saw it and never gave it.
What about Aribo's goal against Braga? Superb.
Well, that was last season, right enough, wasn't it?
I know. Not all, mate. Not all, but it's still a great memory. Yeah.
How many players did he beat? He must have beat about 4 or 5 players in there.
4 or 5. That's it. Hawks, I'm going to sign out and let somebody else get a wee shot, pal. And thank you again.
Speak to you soon.
All the best, everybody. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Good evening.
Cheers, Bob Jet.
What a man, Bob Jet is, isn't he? Jody?
By the way, he's got smashing memory, isn't he? He has got a smashing memory.
I there and I just realised I was on it.
What was that? Were you talking away there?
I was talking away and I realised I was on mute. Sorry.
See these mute buttons? I think they're going to be a great thing for relationships in the future. What do you think, Bridge?
I'm all for it.
See, talking about that, I was watching Dragon's Den with my boyfriend not that long ago, and I went, what would be your invention? What would you go into Dragon's Den with? And he went, a remote that could shut you up. I was actually mortified. I was like, I don't know if that's genius or if this is the end of our relationship.
The two female dragons would have probably took it off him as well.
I'd hate one of them because I'm always losing the remote. If I needed the woman to answer me, I'd lose the remote, and then I'd be panicking, and then when I finally found it, the button would be jammed or something, and she wouldn't shut up.
Ran out of batteries.
I'm not going to say anything. I was going to say women never run out of batteries, but I don't want to.
Man, like, I come on this show and I don't shut up, so they're probably thankful when I leave myself on it.
Your boyfriend's name's Ryan, is it Ryan?
No, Sean.
Sean. That was last time, Ryan, wasn't it? Sorry. I'm only kidding. Right. Sean, people are saying, what a genius.
Honestly, see the stuff I need to put up with, but then I guess he needs to put up with my constant.
I think you'll be able to stand for your corner, Joe. There.
Yeah.
I've also that. Said if Ryan Jack would have scored that goal with a New Zealand accent, Jodie would have voted for it. That's for Mr. S. Kipper.
Honestly, I'm a fan of accents, so if anyone wants to come on and do an impression or talk in an accent...
Oh, don't say that. We're going to James Bond or Sean Connery's coming on. Some AFK think there's Sean Connery.
Do you remember that guy, it was years ago, the Man United fan, Andy Tate? You're nothing, you're a fool, you're a waste of time. I used to impersonate him. I was obsessed with the Manchester accent for ages, and I used to do an impression of him.
Are we going to hear this?
Oh, do you want to hear it?
Go on.
Oh, God. My family will be listening to this. Like, what is she doing? Why is she doing this to herself again? But anyway, here we go. So if anyone knows who Andy Tate is, he's the guy that was moaning about David Moyes. So it goes, right. Yeah, next Tuesday, April Fool's Day, and you're the biggest fool in Manchester, and that is you, David Moyes. You lost the fans tonight. You're nothing, you're a fool, and you're a waste of time. Good night. Giggsy, Moisey, Rooney, Fellaini. So yeah, that's my impression.
We're getting impressions now, Bridgeman. Impressions.
Eyebrows, impressions, anything else?
No, Jodie, I think that's enough. What do you think?
Get that mute button.
and you threw Sean under the bus.
I thought that was a pitch for dragons down there.
Spanish Billy didn't like it.
No, I thought it was terrific.
Jodie, as you said, you're 23 years of age. You were only 11 or 12 when the last time we won the league, yeah?
Yep, I was a baby.
What does it mean to you? What does it mean to you and all your peers, all your friends and all the people you speak to on social media? Similar ages to yourself.
Honestly, it means the world, guys. I had to go through my full high school years of being taunted. I was that pathetic girl that made it worse for myself by changing my name on Facebook to Jodie Glasgow Rangers Pollock. So I was easy to seek. Going to games, following games where we're playing in the lower leagues, to finally reap the rewards and watch all this. It's magnificent, and yeah, I just get me into Ibrox. I just want to be back there. I can't wait to walk through and tap the board above my head and just listen to Blue Sea of Ibrox bleeding and be back and welcome the champions. But yeah, it has been absolutely magnificent, and I know it's amazing for all ages, but going through what you've went through when you've kind of not lost hope, but you've not really got the memories of the good times, and majority of your fan of your majority of you being a fan has been bad times, and getting beat 5-1 etc. Celtic, or just getting hammered and bragging rights and listening to all that nonsense your teams did, all that sort of stuff, to just come out. And the thing is that in my work, my actual job, it's just all Celtic fans, and I've had to listen to the abuse and everything, and I've not said one thing. I've just kept a little smile on my face. So albeit we are at home. But don't worry, when I do those Zoom calls with my work, I've got a grin from ear to ear, so it's magnificent. And I say it all the time, but what a time to be a Rangers fan.
I think it's great for the young people like yourself and younger people, and we're getting in this generation, because a lot of people were concerned, but I think it's also good for the older generation, Badge, man.
Well, I'm not dead sure if you're talking about people like myself who are quite young but old, if you follow what I mean.
You're young at heart, mate. You're definitely young at heart.
Well. Yeah, I think that I'm not dead sure about abuse. I get enough abuse on here. When I'm in the house here, I get murdered, so keep myself as much as possible. But no, I think that what's happening, I don't know if Jodie was meaning it's a bit of a joke, the abuse, but I'm not dead sure what she meant, whether it was that.
I think you would find that. I think you'll find that the younger generation and social media, mate. If that was us a few years back, we'd be getting it tight, mate. Because of our allegiances. It wouldn't stop. It doesn't stop. It's a different world, mate.
Oh, I mean, all through my working life, it's similar to everybody. We got it tight for many, many times, and then they got it tight again. Simple as that. It swings and roundabouts, as far as I'm concerned. So, I think right now it's fabulous to be a Bear. Fabulous to be a Bear. And based on what I'm seeing and hearing, we could get an opportunity to take control of Scottish football entirely and do something with it. But the first thing we need to do, and I'm not being funny when I say this, and you're going to hate me for saying it, we have to beat the BBC. We have to beat them. We have to get them through courts, take the licence of the facility after them, stop them from showing our games, reporting on our games at all. We need to stop it. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we need to do it because they're killing everybody. Sorry, pal.
A question for you, Jodie, has been sent to me, talking about the match day experience at Ibrox. What could be done to improve the facilities for the fairer sex?
See, to be honest, I don't know if people are going to believe what I say, but I've never ever had an issue with match days being a female. I feel as if I've always been welcomed, and it's never been any different. I know you get all this grumble on social media that some girls only like football for guys' attention, etc., etc. But I've always felt brilliant at Ibrox, and I think that's testament again to Rangers, where they're anyone campaign. I mean, I don't know. It's probably a horrible question to ask me, because I've never had any personal experiences where I've been treated differently, or I feel like things could be improved. I mean, maybe the female bathrooms could be a bit nicer, but
we bridge and raises that a lot. I know about the female, about the gents. I think you go and you look at stadiums and you look to see what we can do and move on. But obviously, everything costs money and is prioritised. But that's fair comment, Jodie. Well, William, you enjoyed the show on with Jodie Pollock. That's you a bit of a star now, Spanish Billy.
I apologise, I didn't really have many good points to make tonight, but I'd been requested to come on, so I thought I would oblige and just call on.
Yes. She's got that effect on us men, young Jodie has. Billy, always great to hear from you.
Thanks very much for having me on and welcoming me to the show since I started listening. It's been thoroughly enjoyable, and I'm glad I discovered it. So thanks very much to everybody.
Jodie, what's for you, for your dad, for Sean, your mum and dad, everybody you're thrown under the bus?
Yeah, you're not always right, Dad, but thanks for bringing me up, right? That's the main thing. Teaching me the ways and making sure I was a blue nose. But thanks so much to everyone that phones in, comments, listens to my terrible impressions, comments on my eyebrows, everything, guys. Like, genuinely, this is the highlight of my week, and I can't thank you enough for asking me to be involved time and time again, because some people, especially my boyfriend, might think you're crazy for putting up with me.
It's actually Sean pays us to have you on.
Means I can't text them. That's the thing. But thanks so much, guys. I'm going to do a wee bit of a self-promo. Sorry. I am singing at Lounge 72. I've not done a live gig in God knows how long because of coronavirus. So if anyone does want to hear me live, and I promise I won't do any impressions, I will be at Lounge 72 on the 17th, so the first day the pub's open. So, I mean, if I start doing impressions, at least the pubs are open, you can get hammered.
Where that is, Jodie?
Yeah, so Lounge 72, it's in Uddingston. So it's up that neck of the woods. So if that's
New Rangers
close
pub,
to any guys, yeah, you can't miss it. So yeah, if anyone's game for that, you can come hear me, and just to let you know, I've got a few wee projects up my sleeve. So hopefully you'll be hearing more songs soon.
Brilliant. Well, Bill, so what you, Bridgeman?
Well, what can we say? By the way, it's a fantastic night, another fantastic night, really funny as well. Some great patter. So well done to yourself, folks, here. Jodie, well done indeed. Thank you for having me as a partner there. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here, on Rangers Radio, every single one is, keep it going for the Rangers. 20,000 season tickets renewed. Get them finished, Rangers fans. Come on, get it done. Keep it going for the Rangers.
Kind of Spanish Billy. Andy from New Zealand. Jim, the trucker. Of course, Bob G. Have I missed anybody out? I missed somebody else phoned that I missed out. Better get this right. Jim the trucker, and no, I don't know if I have. Who was that, Jodie?
Andy from New Zealand. Don't know if you mentioned him.
Andy from New Zealand. If I missed somebody out, sorry. Thanks to all the callers who come on tonight. Thanks a lot for helping make the show. Thanks to Bridgeman. Thanks to the one and only Jodie Pollock, who always makes me all laugh. And we always enjoy listening to our latest tunes. Thanks to Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10.
Ian on YouTube, Ian on YouTube.
Oh, Ian on YouTube. It was your Ian. Sorry, Ian. God, how did I forget Ian? Thanks to Ian for calling in. Yeah, great to hear from you as always. Thanks to Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. And of course, we'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10 talking about all things Rangers, when we'll be joined by the one and only All Bear. Thanks for listening. Stay safe. Speak to you tomorrow. Take it away, Old School Blue.
Every Saturday we follow, we cheer the boys in blue, the most successful team in football. We're Scotland's gallant few, though at times they have been hard. We've followed near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands in Ibrox Park. Scotland's gallant few. cheer the boys in blue. The most successful team in football. Well, Scotland's got